Hey, welcome in. Welcome to the Glow Show. We are rocking and rolling. This is a little bit of cinematic ASMR. We're going to have a little relaxing fireside chat. And first thing on the agenda tonight is the mushroom. We made one last night. It did not turn out exactly the way I wanted. So now we have to remake it. And that is going to be the not so fun part because feels like a waste of time. I should have done it right the first time, right? All right, let's get this thing rolling. We got all our colors lined up, and let's snip it and rip it. What's up, Jenny? How are you? Bea, what's up? Michael, what's happening? BDH, Dragonfly, how are you? Steve, what's up? All right, let's go. So we are making the mushroom ornament because the one I did last night, for some reason, the caramel color did not show up. And it's usually a overbearing color. What's up, Melissa? How are you? Eccentric Clone, what's happening? Waiting on your delivery still? Yeah, it might take a little while. Yeah, it can take a minute. It is that time of the year, so unfortunately, I am still waiting on the delivery too. I have a bunch of glass rods and tubes sitting out in the ether. I'm waiting on a lot of glass, and it is not showing up. It's like 5 days late. Well, it's a freebie giveaway. I mean, you should be able to get it for Christmas, but it's a good deal. If it doesn't show up for Christmas, then it's okay, I guess. I mean, I'd like it to be there, but yeah. Thank you for the jewels. All right, so we're going to bring this down and we're going to start that mushroom look to it. Okay. So we got to tap it there. All right, first thing first, I have to seal this down a little bit, firm it up, and then go from there. Is it UST glass? No, it is not UST. And it wasn't the shipper, it wasn't the supplier's fault, it's FedEx. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's been sitting all over the place, but I can't be super mad at it being late because we've had so many floods around here. That definitely has had an impact. She's doing good, Michael. Thank you for asking. What's up? Flex Office with your cool pen. The pens are amazing. You know what? Yeah, I think you're going to be very happy with it. Hi, Gross. How are you? Right now, we're doing a mushroom ornament. I had done one last night, and for some reason, the one color I thought would be the strongest of the colors did not show up. And that is the caramel color. So we're going to use butterscotch tonight and hopefully get a better result. Because I couldn't ship that one. It didn't look right. So that one went into what'll be a future mystery box. What's up, J-Dub? Colleen, how are you? Laura, how are you? Good to see everybody popping in. Welcome in. Guys, keep the chat going. The chat is super important for me right now. I really appreciate it. Eccentric Clone, thank you. Colleen, thank you for the jewels. High five. Keeping that chat moving is imperative right now. It keeps everything moving for me on my end. I will skin a minute. There it is. What's up, Gabriel? How are you? All right, so we're going to bring this down. Hi, JoJo. What's up? How you doing? So we're going to make this one definitely color heavy and make sure it looks good. So we're going to use the butterscotch. It looks very not so bright, but this will be an amazing color. Not a problem chatting. Oh, I like the chatting. It keeps me entertained too. Kendra, how are you? Faith, what's happening? Okay, so we're going to put a lot of this caramel on here, butterscotch. I always call it caramel. For so many years, I used just caramel color, not this butterscotch, and so I'm so used to calling it caramel. They're very close to each other in the family. We're going to bring it down that way. How much do you sell the mystery boxes? I think are $34.95, and they're a very good value. I will, Faith. I am so sorry. Yeah, the Zero is one of my favorite items this year. That's a new one. Definitely a new one. All right, let's pop that off. Don't want that on there. All right, let's get this blue melted on there. And hopefully we got a much better color combo this time. Just kind of wrapping this around. You live near Asheville. Where can you actually have a lot of people in Asheville. You make very good fudge? Oh, that's awesome. Is this magic? Kind of. You know it's not magic? This cold. It is freezing right now. You wouldn't imagine that I'm cold, but I am freezing. So we're going to wrap a lot of this caramel on here. I do not want to be color short this time. Then we're going to do a dark cobalt on top of that, and hopefully we get some amazing colors. What's up, Chef Hank? How are you? New to the channel, is that something you sell? Absolutely it is. And welcome in. I'm glad that you are new. Yeah, there are links, for sure. And I need a dark cobalt. There we go. Darker version. What's up, Daddy Rhodes? Do I ever get the Prince Rupert drops? No, I never get the Prince Rupert drops situation. I always melt that in. All right, let's add in the cobalt. Lots of it. We're just going to spin this around. So we are making a mushroom ornament. And this has kind of, I call it the tie-dye or the chaotic version up on the top. Everything is mixed. So it literally looks like tie-dye. I consider it to look like that. But what's up, Kevin's Book? How are you? One of my favorite people on the planet, Kevin's Book. Okay, so we got all the colors wrapped around there. You see a lot of dark cobalt and some caramel. We're making the mushroom ornament. Hey, Jen, how are you? This one has the tie-dye top to it. So we're going to bring it down. And then after the stream, I got Flamin' Jesus coming out to make some gifts for some friends. So that'll be fun tonight. He'll be parked on the torch for a while here. He has no idea how lucky he is to have all this equipment accessible to him. Jen, thank you for all the shares. I appreciate that. What's up, Robbie? How are you? Yeah, magic mushroom. Exactly. It kind of is. All right, let's. I'm going to show you how it looks pre-mixing and then after. Okay. So this is the pre-version where it has all those lines running through it. And then there it is all mixed up. So that is what I call kind of like a finger-painted tie-dye look. Jen, thank you for all the shares. I appreciate that. Kevin, thank you for the heart me. Jen, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. All right, so we're going to continue that all the way around. Now, the nice thing on this mushroom is we're doing the clear stem down here. I do have the option of doing the silver fuming, which kind of gives it that brownish look and then kind of has the iridescence afterwards. But I tend to like this in clear. I don't think it needs the fuming, but it doesn't hurt it either. Okay, and then on the top, we got to bring all this color around because this is where it gets thinned out right here. We're just going to want to spiral it up a little right there. It is a form of Pyrex. So Pyrex is a brand, not a type. And a lot of people don't know that, so it's not common knowledge. It's borosilicate, and Pyrex is a brand of borosilicate. There's also SCHOTT, SCHOTT, and another company called Cymax. You got Pyrex, you got Duran. There's a couple different variations, but yeah, a lot of people know it as Pyrex, and that's nothing wrong with knowing that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. All right, so I'm going to show you what my filter. So my glasses have a specific lens embedded in them. These are the Meta glasses, but I had special lenses fitted for it. They're called Didymium, and they filter out a lot of that bright light that comes through. So see that? How you can kind of see into the flame? Now watch. Take it away. It just cuts out some of that stuff that hurts your eyeballs after a while. Wouldn't make you go blind, but it sure as heck doesn't feel good. What's up, John? How are you? Good to see you. How long we've been live? Let's see. 13 minutes. Yeah, the filter is pretty amazing. Now, a lot of people wonder why I don't put the filter on full time. And the reason is because all you would literally see is pinks and purples. You wouldn't see a whole lot of colors bouncing through. So I don't use the filter for that reason. However, I do have my horizontal version getting ready to launch on YouTube, where I have 3 cameras going, and one of them does have the filter. So you'd be able to watch partial with the filter. All right, we got to blow this open. Okay. Should we got enough there? Yep, we're all good. All right, so in order to get this a mushroom, we're going to have to heat it in a specific zone, which is right there. So we're going to come around and heat it just underneath this zone, and then this top is going to fall onto itself. And that is what makes a mushroom. So there it is before, and we're going to bring it in, just kind of let it heat up right underneath. And we're just going to bring it around, and it's going to just gravity do its own thing. Okay, and it's going to create that mushroom cap. It's a very simple item. When I teach people, this is one of the things I teach, is how to make this particular item. And there, now we have that really nice mushroom look to it, not a lollipop. I'm thinking, oh, the colors look good. Yep, we definitely have the colors bouncing through there. So yeah, just a gravity fall there. It does all the work for you. Don't have to work too hard at it. Shouldn't be a lot of work. There's Dragonfly. Yes, Dragonfly. Y'all need to go check out Dragonfly's YouTube channel too. I highly recommend it. Oh, it cools down very fast. Yeah, it is not a typical glass. In fact, it's very hard to get this stuff to drip. It does not like the flow. All right, so we're going to heat it up here. We're going to attach it. This is where the hook will go. We're just going to park that puntee right there until we're ready to make a hook. Okay, and then we're going to separate this. You have a little stretch mark right there. That's not good. There we go. So sometimes the glass cools down a little fast or slow, and it can create these little stretch marks. So what I did right there is I just heated it up and removed it. Now, if I could do that on people, I'd be a billionaire. Centric Clone, thank you for the jewels. All right, so we're going to separate this now. This is a fun part. I never get bored with it. Essentially, I have to remove this tubing, and I don't want to seal the mushroom up. So we're going to heat up the bottom portion, and we're going to put a lot of pressure in here. It's going to expand the glass way out, and we're going to stretch and pull at the same time, creating a very thin veil of glass. And then we'll be easy to remove. In 3, 2, 1. Like that. And it just removes all that excess right there. Super easy to deal with. Not a problem. What's up, Veronique? All right, so we're going to cut this off so we can cut glass. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. I think I need some new scissors. These are kind of seeming better days. All right, skip off. Stuck on there. Get off. Get off. I hate that. There. Hate it when it does that. It wraps back around. Yeah, I had to take a second look at it. I almost did, but I had to read it 3 times. I'm very dyslexic, so I had to make sure I was reading it correctly with your name. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to heat it up. I got that little nub on there now. I don't want that there. We're just going to have to melt all the way down to that point. Oops, don't you seal. There we go. So I like to make the mushrooms so it can sit and also hang. So we're going to make it so it can do either or. Bring it over and just kind of let it. Now it's able to sit or hang off of whatever you want to hang it off of. What's up, Joe? How are you? You're dyslexic as well? Yeah, I thought it was a bad thing, but honestly, I think it has helped me artistically. Okay, I'm going to lock that in and hopefully get this thing nice little hook on there, and this one will be done. So how's everybody's Saturday night going? I hope you're doing fantastic. Everything's going well. It's almost at the finish line of Christmas, so the craziness will end eventually, and then we got New Year's coming up. Okay, we're going to bring that out. And that creates a nice little hook, and we're going to bring it through. Happy little hook. There's my Bob Ross moment. For those of you who don't know, Bob Ross is one of my superheroes for artistic world. I absolutely think he was the GOAT of the artistic world in a lot of ways. So I love to pay tributes to Bob every once in a while. Everything's good right at the moment. So we got the little mushroom. Now it's hard to see the colors until we bring out the light. Let's bring out the flashlight. And here's the reveal. Okay, we're going to bring it in. And now you can see all the colors bouncing through there. So see the difference? Yeah, it definitely has that color bouncing through. John, thank you for the membership gift. Okay, so that part's done. We're all good on that. I have lots of items to make. I don't know which one to do yet. I have tons of stuff to do. So we have a choice. We can make a blown glass pen that is, I had one right here. Where did my pen go? Are you serious? Did you wander off? Someone stole my pen. Nope, it's here. So we can do a blown glass pen. I have specific colors we have to do, but they take little Bic inserts. So these are the pens. So we can do a pen, a pickle, and what else do we have on schedule here? I'm going to let you all vote. Pen, pickle, or snowman. Snowman head, pen, or pickle. I'm filling orders right now, so it can't be that exotic. Pen, pickle, or snowman head. Y'all decide. I'll let y'all do it. I don't care which way we go. I can do any of them. Yep, pickle. Yeah, it is the blown glass Christmas pickle. Oh, wow. Pickle's rocking. Wow, both of you. TikTok and YouTube are both in sync. This is very rare. All right, so pickle's by far kicking butt. So we're going to do the pickle. We're going to do the uranium glass pickle with it. So uranium glass, for those of you who don't know, glows under a black light. It is kind of like a little hidden feature. So let me move all this off to the side. And we're going to actually grab a little bit more uranium. I think I need a tiny bit more. Yeah. So uranium glass is a really intense glowing glass under black light. So this is a mini black light, and there we go. You can kind of see it's like that. Even the zero has a black light there, and then that snowman hat and the jellyfish. Love working with uranium. I just finished a new version of a self-portrait if you guys want to see it. You're Pickle Rick? Yeah. I can't do Pickle Rick right now. And the reason is this is a specific item. I do sell them. Yeah, definitely sell the pickles. Pickles have been very, very popular this year. The Ghost Dog has been very popular. There's been several items that have just been rocking. No, I don't remember you. Sorry. The name does not look familiar. That's the problem with being brutally honest. Buddy Love, what's happening? I'm doing good. Where do you get the uranium? It just depends. There's 2 companies that produce it right now, and they don't produce it all the time. So when they do, I buy a lot of it. And thank you for the super chat. Those super chats help me a lot with the algorithm. Am I blind? Yep, I'm totally blind. I'm reading the screen by Braille. For those of you on TikTok, someone always asks on YouTube if I'm blind because of my glasses. I give that troll about a 1.5 out of 10 score because it's like a pretty common troll. It's not very unique. All right, so we're going to pull this out. And that should be enough. We don't need too much for this. So all the dots on the pickle will actually glow under black light. You really won't notice it unless you put it under black light. So that's the nice part. I'm going to let that sit. Let's do the pickle. My response was gold. Yeah. Sometimes you got to be. Oop, that got a little snaky there. I didn't like that. All right. Got to repull this. I don't like that. Oh, I do have we're okay. As a legally blind? Yeah. I actually taught someone an experience that was legally blind. They were able to do this. It was actually an amazing experience. He was really cool. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Good job. I appreciate it. Trying to read your name on here. That's going to be a hard one for me to pronounce. Elekon. I'm going to butcher that name. I apologize, but I appreciate the super chat. I really do. In fact, give it a big thumbs up here. There we go. Okay. I just gave it a thumbs up because I appreciate it. All right, so I do have a point pulled in here for the pickle. We have one already pre-done as far as the point, and we're going to bring it out, and we're going to close it off. How radioactive is the uranium glass? Not very reactive. It's less than your cell phone. What's up, Red Squeak? It's not super intense like that. It doesn't take much uranium to get the color, and that's the thing. I think it's like 0.05%. It's not a lot. All right, so we're going to bring it out. We're going to close this off. What's up, Scully? Okay, and I am definitely going to have to clean my bench tomorrow. It's a total wreck. I don't even know where all my punties are. what this is going to have to do. The phone is a little radioactive. It is. Okay, so we're going to attach a little holding rod up here. This is called a punty. Not my favorite name, but it is what it is. And then this still is open right here. So we're going to take this, we're going to kind of seal it up a little thicker right there. We're not going to close it off. Just going to bring it out, make it a little thicker so as I go to finish the pickle off, it doesn't just fall over, because this glass that I'm tapping is super thin. Yeah, uranium glass is absolutely gorgeous. Now, a little side hustle, or I call it a scavenger hunt too. If you go to your local thrift stores, your Value Village, wherever, Goodwill, and you take a little mini blacklight like this, and you go around and you just shine it on all the glass, sometimes you run across uranium glass. They are the meta glasses. All right, so we're going to heat the whole thing up. We got to give it a slight bend for the pickle or gherkin. Nothing too much. It's a pickle, not a half moon. Then get a little pressure, because as you bend that, it actually does flatten a little bit. So this side and back here, they kind of go flat. So you have to put a little pressure back out. Like that. We're making a pickle. Christmas pickle. Very, very traditional ornament. Okay, we're going to pull this little nub off here. Then we're going to put the little uranium nubs on there and get it into gherkin form. I like saying that, gherkin. Yeah, you can definitely learn a lot watching on this. I think it's very, I think it's relaxing, at least in my opinion. But if you are a new glass person and you subscribe, you can definitely catch some techniques. And I always think that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Just because someone sees you do it doesn't mean they can necessarily do it. It takes practice. So right now we're just adding the little pickle nubs. All the way around. Now, the main thing on this part, and this is really, you got to be super careful, is you got to fuse those on there. You can't just put it on and leave it. They will fall off and end up cracking the entire item. So you do actually have to kind of put it actually in there and fuse it. All right, so we got the pickle started. Now, one of the things I changed this year, I used to put hooks on them, but this year I'm popping holes through the two sides, and then there's no hook, which means this can technically drop all day long and it shouldn't break. Should be ultra, ultra durable. If I can get it heated up right there. Okay, one there. And we're going to park one right there. I left enough space for it. All right, we're good. And that is the key. So we're going to open that up so little hooks can go through there. Oh, got a little whistle out of it. There we are. And put a tiny little nub on there. That's not hot. Probably not the best way to check for heat. Just had to fix those 2 dots. So technically, this should be able to just hang right through these 2 hooks if I can get this through properly, like that. So we eliminate the extra hook, and this makes it much more durable. Oxygen and propane are the 2 gases. Oh, welcome in. Yeah, I'm glad you stopped by to say hi. Welcome. I keep forgetting it's Saturday. These days just constantly run together for me. I don't even remember what day is what. It doesn't matter, though. All right. The gherkin is done. Eccentric clone. Thank you. Lissa, thank you so much. And then we just take it off, and there's a little pickle. The weather finally mellowed out. We had it pretty bad for a while, but where I live, I'm pretty safe. But all the surrounding roads are just crazy. Thank you, Colleen Glass. Michael, thank you for the jewels. Lissa, thank you. All right, so we got to do a blown glass pen. So we definitely have to make the pen. This is dark cobalt. We're going to make it out of dark cobalt and stripes. This won't take long. This will not take long at all. Would it possible to silver fume the inside of a pickle? Yes. It just won't show up that well. Yeah, the snowman has been every year consistently my #1 seller, but this year not. This year it is the peppermint swirl. I'd only use acetylene because it's a dirty gas. So it emits little carbon bits, that black smoke, and then it can get into your glass and mess it up. So that's why I don't use acetylene. It's definitely hot enough, but it's not clean. That's right, for the algorithm. How do you see the color with those glasses? Sometimes you don't. I'll give you a great example here in a minute. Let me see if I got pink and purple. So through my glasses, pink and purple look identical. I had a horrible landslide in Oregon. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's been a lot, but luckily we got lucky with it. But okay, so let me grab pink and purple, and I'll show you what I see. There's pink, I think. Pink? Nope. I can't even see the colors sometimes. If I were pink, I would be right there. Man, this is way up here. And I think I got purple back here. Nope. Oh, I do. So this is pink and purple. You can hopefully see the difference through the lenses right now, or through the camera. I hope you can see it. There's pink and purple. Now, if I put the shield in front of it, ready? Oh, that's not a good version. There. And now I'm going to try and do half and half. There. See how they disappear? So that's how it works with me. There, little half and half. But yeah, that's pink and purple. Just kind of vanishes. I'm in the state of confusion, looking for Bigfoot. Okay, we got to do the pen. No, I'm in Washington looking for Bigfoot. I definitely have to clean my bench. Fried pickles? No. Have I ever burnt my hair? No. Have you? Nope. Nope, never burnt my hair. All right, let's do this. And turn on a little bit hotter fire. Texas? Yeah, I have a lot of Texas people on here. Yeah, you do have to every once in a while take the Texas off. When did you make them? I've done like several of these zeros. In fact, I have to do some this weekend too. I don't really have a favorite thing to make. San Francisco, there you go. And we're going to bring this out and pull point. Brazil! Welcome in. No, it does not get hot on your fingers. So glass doesn't transfer heat like metal. It's a good insulator, horrible conductor. And there is, zero zero fumes as far as fragrance. There's no bad scents. The worst thing that can happen is you can have carbon monoxide, obviously, from generating all the fire. But you have lots of ventilation. That takes care of it. I do have 2 carbon monoxide detectors in here. So if you hear one of those go off, I will be off stream very quickly. Gold Coast, Australia. Awesome. How did you find out I was good at this? I didn't. I was born into it. So I grew up with this. My mom started when I was 2, so I didn't have a choice. I did have a choice. I'm joking, but yeah. I pretty much grew up with it. All right, so we preheat the tube, and then we're going to add the cobalt. Kind of annealing kiln. I use an AIM kiln. I like it. I've been using them for so many years. They're workhorses. They never die on me, and I just like it. I've never had a problem. So we're going to lay down very basic stripes all the way through here, all the way around. Then we're going to pull this big chunk down into a blown glass pan. And this is the part that's just kind of like repetition. But the interesting part is how you apply the color. So this hand isn't traveling up and down the flame to apply the color. I'm moving the object, not the color. So watch, this will stay in the same location of the flame and the object itself moves. And the reason behind that is this flame is hotter in this zone, cooler here, cool, cool, hot. So if I start up here, it starts cool, gets hotter, and then goes back to cool. And it messes up the consistency of the lines you're putting on. But if you leave it in one specific spot, then you have a nice consistent melt going into it. Like that. Can I do a police badge? No, I cannot. Have a good night, Faith. And again, I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to attach it to the front. And we're going to spin this down. No, this is not a phantom. Now I'm on the phantom flame, but this is the kabuki. All right, so we got the attachment. We're going to hit it up all the way up and down. We're going to spin it and pull it down into the pen. Aren't I from diners, drive-ins, and dives? No, I am not. Yes, that kabuki is named after Kabuki himself. Correct. All right, so we're going to heat this up. We're just going to spin it, pull it down, and then we have to take a lot of it off. But I always say it's better to have extra and remove than too little and not be able to finish it. Okay, there we are. So we're going to start pulling it down, give it a nice little twist all the way through. Okay, we're going to burn it a little bit smaller right here because that's where the actual pen nib will go, or the insert. Like that. So we got a nice spiral going around. Have my glasses ever melted from the flame? No, not at all. Here we go. You subbed? Awesome. Deep fried pickle. We just got done baking a pickle. It's perfect. Believe it or not, I do not have a lot of ornaments on my tree. I really don't. I do take custom commissions, but right now I am pretty much booked for all the way through Christmas by far. All right, so we got to take this big bottle down. Too much. What's up, Hans? How are you? Okay, so we're just going to pull that down nice and even. Keep it nice. Round it out. So we got a nice spinny spiral going around. It's all cobalt, a little bit of clear in there, but mostly cobalt. We're going to pop a little hole, and then we're going to finish the pen where the pen goes into. And then that hole will get covered by a little nub where it becomes a kickstand so this thing doesn't roll off of tables. So I put a little nub so it's not a rolly. Okay, little hole right there. And that'll get covered up after we get done with this. Nope, don't have a cat. I just don't have time to make any ornaments for myself. I'm always making ornaments for other people. That's just the way it is. All right, so we're going to cut it off here and make the little spot for the pen. Take that off right there. And I got my tool right here. My special tool. The Cardinal turned out awesome. Someone bought it. I'm not going to reveal their name, but they bought it. It looks really good. All right, so we got to open this up. Just by thinning that out, we're going to take some little nippers and cut it open. Just like that. We're going to try and open this up just a little bit. Like that. And then this is my high-tech pen insert drill bit. Okay, this is the high-tech tool that I use. It's a little drill bit, but it fits the big pens exactly. Yep, got to open it up just a little more. That's not enough. If I were my little pliers, where would I be? I would be right there. Let's use the high-tech tool again. There we go. Nope, almost there. Right there. Okay, so now the pen nib will fit in there perfectly. We got nice blue. Let's put the kickstand on and call this one done. We're making good time tonight. Making really good time here. So that becomes what I call the kickstand, and that way it stops it from rolling off tables. Which happens. Get that and bring it in. It's going to swing on me really bad here. So that is the pen. I'll show you what they look like completed. The one that I'm going to show you is glow in the dark. So this is the glow in the dark version, has a little spiral at the end. And then these are the big inserts that just go in. If you do it right, they just pop right out. You can see the little insert like that. And you just buy regular Bic pens, any color you want, pop it back in, and that's it. Makes it super easy. And these actually glow in the dark. So you can see that it glows, and that it will glow actually in the dark, not just black light. So that will 100% glow. How do you get it to glow in the dark? Use glow in the dark glass. Okay, we got that down. What else do I have? Let's do a peppermint swirl real quick. I have lots of those to do, unfortunately. Lots of peppermint swirls. So we'll mix it up. We'll kind of change up the pace a little bit. Holy crap, my bench is a mess. Okay, here we go. So we're going to snip it and rip it. Oh, that didn't work. Right there. Okay, let's pull a point, and this is the peppermint swirl. This is the most popular one we have. Glow in the dark pigment? No, it's glow in the dark glass. Actual glass. Yeah, the peppermints were super popular this year. And they still are. They're still selling. Well, yeah, you have to charge it. Absolutely, you have to charge it in the. You have to charge it up. 100%. I send a little note with it, um, telling people how to charge it up and what to expect. The coolest part about the glow is when you first put it in the dark. If you stare at it for like 30 seconds, as your eyes dilate and adjust to the darkness, the glow looks like it's getting brighter, but it's just your eyes adjusting. But it's trippy. It definitely is cool to watch that effect. Yeah, a full set would look really good. Okay. I'm going to bring it in, and we got to stripe it. So we're going to stripe white first, then red. And I need some white. We're going to use this because I want to get rid of it. Got too much of the stuff around. That was okay. That noise was a glass rod falling. But that's part of the job when you have a messy bench. All right, let's stripe it. Here we go. Just a little bit all the way down. And again, I'm moving the object, not the color. So the color constantly stays in this location, and the item itself is moving. And that keeps a nice, consistent heat base on the glass rod. Keeps it even. A little bit. Like that. Do I believe in thug life? Why would I believe in it or not believe in it? I believe we'll see an alien before Grand Theft Auto 6 is released. I can tell you that. That's about all I know right now. Okay, here we go. We're going to be coming all the way around. John, can you read Scott's message in the chat about donating? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't think I want to take on any materials to donate, just because there's so much around there. There are places you could definitely. I would say if he's close to the area, can go to the Shack, which is a glassblowing facility near me, and they would have probably more use than me. Yep, that glass rod. It didn't break, the one that fell. Thank you, though. Yeah, I'm overloaded with equipment here right now. I mean, I literally have way too much sitting here. I am overloaded. All right, we're going to add the red. I hope this will make it. I don't know if it will. So the red, what causes the glass to glow? It's a mixture that I created a very long time ago, and it is now being sold by North Star Glass. If you saw North Star Glassworks new glow-in-the-dark glass, that is my formula. And they are now producing and selling. I am going to do a live stream on how to actually work it at some point here. I think that would be really helpful for the industry. Okay, that's getting a little short. Getting a bit short there. No mistakes. It's all good. So we're using every little bit we can here. I'm going to use it up. And I got a big old chunk here I need to pull off, though. Just that right there. There we go. All right, let's finish it up. Like I said, this red goes completely transparent. It will come back to red later. But for right now, it is going to be transparent. We don't have that much to go here, though. We should be good. Bring it down. Just going to do it this way. Pull that off. There we go. Nice smooth lines. And there, we are red all the way around. Let's get this pulled off. Okay, we're going to spin it up. This is what creates the peppermint swirl here. So we're going to bring it out, spiral it up, get rid of this little bit of scrap here. That'll eventually become frit. So we basically brought all the colors front and center, pulled them, and then spiraled it up. How long can you hold it in the flame before it melts? A long time. It just kind of bends. It doesn't really drip, if that makes any sense. Yeah, the jellyfish is done with uranium glass. So the jellyfish has all the uranium glass tentacles. The top is actually my favorite part. There. You can see that iridescence on the jellyfish. I like that top portion. I think it looks cool. Then there's the uranium. All right, so my glasses, again, have the didymium you can see here, and we're going to bring it in, and now you can see how it filters out all that excess bright light. I'm going to pull this away, see the difference. So that's how I can see what the heck I'm doing, like that. Why and how did I start streaming? I started streaming because it's very lonely out here. There's nobody around. It's very isolated. I am by myself. So my social hour is I get to do streaming. And how is I turned on the camera and here I am. Jellyfish is definitely for sale. I have two. This one has more of the tentacles down. The other one has the tentacles flared out a little bit, more like swimming in the water. All right, so we got to blow this open and create the little peppermint. I've been jabbing away here too long. Let it cool off for a second and then put some pressure. Like that. So it's round. We're going to flatten it out a little bit. No, I don't want to put the filter up the whole time because then everything's purple. So you miss out on all the colors. Peppermint might actually be sold out at the moment. Nope, I don't make any pipes. No bongs, no dongs. Sorry. I don't have a problem with it, but I just don't do it. All right, so the red's not showing up yet. It will later, but you can kind of see all those white lines spiraling around. All right, we're going to bring it in and pop a little hole. And the little hole is the spot where it allows the piece to breathe while I finish it. And then that's where the hook will go when I'm all done. So it's kind of like my little guideline for where the hook goes and how to let it breathe. Like that. Just a tiny, tiny little nebby hole. I know it. Well, it looks like a chef's hat. It also looks like strawberry shortcake's hat, right? I always, once the red pops in, it definitely looks like strawberry shortcake's hat. And then when I pull it a certain way, it looks like a hot air balloon. So there's many different ways that this thing appears. Oh, please, just one punty. Oh, perfect. But yeah, once you see the strawberry shortcake hat, you can't get it out of your head. You're stuck with it. Also looks like Toad on Nintendo. Here comes my, hold on, I got to do my TikTok captcha. This is TikTok saying, are you really live? Or are you just a video? Oh, wow, got it first time. I know, strawberry shortcake. Can't get it out of your head now, right? And that's the problem. Once you see something, you can't unsee it. All right, we're going to pop this little punty on here. Then we're going to burn it off here and twist it up into the peppermint. Takes a minute. Yep, live glass blowing. In the flesh. Northern California. We're at Northern California. And welcome in for your first time. You're a doll artist? I've actually done some glass for dolls and doll houses. The dollhouse was the hardest glass I had to make. So I had to make little tea sets and wine glasses and fixtures for dollhouses. Mini. I don't like doing super mini. All right, we're going to pull this down, spiral it up. Here we go. We're going to have a little ASMR sizzle. Y'all ready for it? I'll try and get close for the microphone. Okay, we're going to get a little sizzle. There we go. How did I know I was interested in this? I grew up with it. So I grew up with this. My mother started when I was 2, so that's how I got into it. However, I did debate on becoming a pastry chef. I thought about it. Oddly enough, a lot of the patterns and a lot of the techniques that you see me doing are cross-referenced from pastry chef cake decorating. A lot of the spirals and a lot of the things that you see me incorporating design-wise is from a cake decorating class. It was like an 8-week cake decorating class. And that's how I learned to do some really cool coloring. Northern California, well, welcome in. Southern California, welcome in. Glass pastries. Yeah, I actually do make some cool glass candy. I'll show you one of my favorite glass candies on the planet. What's up, Betty? How are you? Good to see you. All right, we're going to flatten this out. So this is supposed to be the peppermint swirl, the peppermint candies. But I have my favorite one behind me. This is by far my favorite candy that I make. I love it. I think it's one of the best designs, even though it looks pretty simple. I absolutely think it's an amazing design. And then if you want to see, I actually made a self-portrait of myself when I was young, Central California. If you want to see the self-portrait I did, go ahead and type 1 in the chat. If you want to see the self-portrait I did, it was when I was young. I took it and made it. All right, here we go. We're going to add in the hook. I made a self-portrait out of glass. I'm going to grab that, pop it off. And, ooh, that's very crooked right now. Very, very crooked. Still crooked. There we go. And the red's starting. Wow, a lot of ones. Holy moly. Are all of you new? Because, yeah. So we're going to melt this in. Like that. So you can see the red starting to work its way in, but it has to sit in the kiln or the oven for a while for that to happen. All right, I'm kicking that glass rod around. Whoa. See if I can get it with my tool. I can. Okay, so first is the candy. Let's grab that. Here it is. Oh, yeah, it does look exactly like me. So this is my favorite candy ornament. This is the ribbon candy back when you had your grandma's candy. Actually, I'm just going to hang it here for a second. We'll pop it right there. Move 0. So you can see it's that ribbon candy look, and it has a fantastic color to it. You can see it has all the reds, the whites, and green. It's that stuff that would break your teeth when you were younger. So that is my favorite candy. All right, my self-portrait. Yeah, the self-portrait I'll bring out right now. It definitely was one of the more difficult pieces to do. So let me grab it, and here we go. I was very young when this is a young version of me. You can see right there. It's a spiky hair. Still had the spiky white hair, everything. But yeah, that is a very young self-portrait. I was very fast, skinny. Had a good sense of direction, though. So yeah, that's me very young. All right, let's hang this guy back up. But on all serious note, this is one of my favorite pieces. I always bring it up because I do like it. We're going to be redoing another one of these. The next one I do, we're going to put dragon wings coming off instead of the claws. I'm kind of excited. It won't be till after the first of the year. But yeah, there we go. It is my twin. That's a younger version of me. But yeah, we're going to bring that out. We're going to redo this whole thing. I'll make a new blade, and I'm probably going to put little dragon scales on the back this time, not smooth. And we're going to make that into a amazing dragon dagger with wings this time. Biggest thing I've made solid wise is a sword behind me, and it is 49 inches. Jellyfish is 300. It is not cheap. It is not cheap. Okay. See that little crack right there? This little stuff happens, but tap, off it comes. That takes care of that. We're new from Utah. Well, welcome in. Welcome into Utah. We love having you. Is it a wind chime? Nope, just a sculpture. It is just a jellyfish sculpture. Sword is not for sale. Maybe when I do the one with the dragon wings, I might be tempted to sell that one. I don't know. The ribbon candy is definitely for sale. Okay. What else did I have on my agenda here? 1 second. Oh, we got to knock out a bird. I got to do a hummingbird. I could make a wind chime, but the jellyfish cannot be a wind chime. That would not live. Jellyfish would not live as a wind chime at all. There we go. So we're going to do a quick hummingbird. If you got 6 or 7 minutes, this is about how long it'll take for me to do a hummingbird. So about 6, 7 minutes, and you could watch a hummingbird from start to finish. In fact, I'm going to record this one. We're going to time it. I'm trying to get back under the 6-minute mark. I'm a little slow these days. So we're going to hit record. There we go. So 6, 7 minutes. And you'll be able to see the full bird being done. If I broke the jellyfish, I'd put it in a slingshot and shoot it across the field. What do I recommend a beginner makes for their projects? 2 things. Mushroom, for sure. Definitely mushrooms. They have a lot of characteristics to them that'll teach you everything you need to know. And the next thing I would probably learn to make are little blown baubles. Learn to just little bits. Control the air pressure on the glass. What color am I going to? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. All right, so we're going to roll it into this here. This is called Frit, F-R-I-T. It is a ground up glass about the size of sea salt. It allows me to cover up a little bit of the glass, but not completely. Freedom, thank you so much for the jewels. We're going to grab that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start off with making the body. Is the flooding affecting me? No, it's affecting the roads around me, but not me myself. I'm pretty high up on the lake. I'm at the highest point. What's a good place to buy equipment? There are 4 places that I would say are pretty good, but definitely go with whoever has a sale. Don't be loyal to one particular vendor. Be loyal to yourself and your pocketbook. Yeah. That's the main thing. Shop around, find the best deals. This is expensive to get into, and this is expensive to learn and maintain. So be good to yourself, be good to your pocketbook. Okay, so we're going to pull this little guideline. This is my guideline for the tail. We're just going to grip it, and we're going to rip it this way. Got to let it cool a little bit. There. So this is, again, a guideline, a template. This is how I know where to put the tail. Whenever I start this for kids, they always think that's the beak for the hummingbird when we get started. Okay, we're going to do this one out of uranium glass. So we are going to make it out of pure uranium. We're going to make the bird in uranium. So we're going to do the tail first. I don't use any tools. I like to freehand this. There's nothing wrong with using tools to shape the wings or the tail and stuff, but I just kind of like it old school. Bring it down this way. There. So now we got a tail all set up. Yep, uranium glass on this one. And we're going to come through and attach it to that tail. A little punty rod here. And it'll dingle dangle for a second, and then it'll stop. See? That's about how long it stays molten. Okay, next step, we're going to form the head. Just burn it right off. Don't want it gigantic. It's a hummingbird, not a hippopotamus. Then we're going to put a little hook on here. Finally made it to wash. Are you serious? Yeah, I've been waiting for my glass forever. The glass tubes and rods. All right, we're going to grab this here, and we're going to pull it right up. This is creating the hook for the bird to hang by. Just going to bring it down, let it kind of cool for a second, and give it a nudge like that. Yeah, exactly. Give it a little tap right there. All right, so this is where it will hang. Yeah, I've done hundreds. I'm not kidding. Hundreds of thousands of hummingbirds. Hundreds of thousands of these things. All right, let's make the wings. This is like my favorite thing right here, the wings. Just because I think they're elegant. They're cool, elegant, and just fun to make. Fuse up that front, make sure it's all nice and smooth. And then we got wing number 1 all completed. So we got to do the second one. This one's the more difficult of the two because it constantly wants to fall down. We're just coming through. One layer at a time. Like that, fuse that in. Okay, now we got wing number 2 fused on there. We're looking good. And we got to put the beak on. Now, the main thing on this, a lot of people make a mistake. They put the beak right on the front of the bird. It's incorrect. You got to put it on the bottom of the head and pull it forward, and then you'll have a little forehead. Otherwise, it looks like Pinocchio. Little pro tip there. And see how it looks so much better sitting from the bottom instead of right on the front? It looks more natural. I mean, I know this is a variation of a hummingbird. I mean, it's not like anatomically super correct, but it's close enough, right? The uranium glass is greenish, yes. And we got to pop a little eyeballs on here. Just little tiny baby eyeballs. One there. Oop, baby eyeball. Baby eyeball. And that's done. So like I said, about 6-7 minutes. I don't know what the timing was, but close enough. Close enough for it, right? She's feeling much better. Thank you for asking. She's doing much, much better. And then you got the holding rod here and you just tap. Boop. Maybe. Nope, I fused the hell out of it. It's not coming off easy. Gonna have to burn it off. Like that. All right, so that's the bird all completed. 8 minutes. Yeah, I was a little slow on that. I was a tiny bit slow. If I'm hauling butt, I can get it in 6 minutes. I know I can. It was like 8 minutes because I was back and forth showing the version. So, yeah, 8 minutes. That's okay. Yeah. All right, so I do have to take a short break. I got Flaming Jesus who needs to make a few things. That's my son. And he's going to come on and make some glass. I don't know if he's going to want to do it live stream or not, but yeah, I got a bug attacking me. Holy crap. It's nesting in my freaking hair. There's a bug nesting in my hair. I'm not kidding. Little bastard. I feel it. Anyway, I wish it'd fly in the flame. Leave my hair alone. All right, I'll see you all in a little bit. I will be back on tonight, though, after he's done, if he doesn't want to do that. Thank you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and follow. I appreciate it. I really do. And we'll be back for sure. Yeah, if not, I'll see you tomorrow, Betty. Yep, I got to send you a message, too, Betty. I look for a message. But thank you. I'll see you all later. If I don't see you then, I'll see you tomorrow. But don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like. Those likes help me a tremendous amount. They don't cost you anything except a quick tap of the button. So let me end TikTok here. TikTok, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. And there we go. And everybody on YouTube, you have made my night so far so much better. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I appreciate it. And we will see you very soon.